Hi, thanks for joining us. So today's homework is Chapter 3, and this is the second homework in Chapter 3 because the first one was the vocab. So make sure you put your name, copy down these coordinates, and pause the video, try to plot the points, figure out the area and the perimeter, and then come back and check your answer. Welcome back. Hopefully you have graphed question 1. I'm just going to graph it really quickly, and again I'm going to show you how to graph. So when you're graphing a coordinate, you always want to look at the domain, so the range of x values, 1, 0, 1, and 4. So you just goes from 0 to 4. And the range, how big are the y values? So they only go up to 6. So this tells us I can graph this. I need 6 in the y and 4 in the x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to graph each point. Make sure you label it for full credit. And I give 4, 3. So very important that each point is correct, because if they're not, then the whole question is going to be wrong. So I'm not going to connect the points. And I'm noticing that I can find the area or the perimeter. So the perimeter would be, there's 3 points, so the perimeter would be 3 numbers. And so I could think about that. Also, some classes, we decided as a class to always do the area first. So I'm okay either way. If I do the area first, I say to myself, this triangle is not laying flat. For instance, if the triangle was sitting right along the coordinates, I could do base times height divided by 2. And the reason for that is the height is the altitude. But here I don't have the altitude. This would be how high the triangle is, or maybe how high this way. So the best thing I can do is follow our 3-step process we learned from our notes to make a box. Now we actually made that a black box, but I'm just going to make it a red one. And so to find the area of this, I need the area of the box. And then I'm going to subtract these 3 triangles. So I could think of it, though, as the area of the blue triangle, which I don't know, and I can make that x. And then this big rectangle along the outside, my red rectangle, I can calculate pretty quickly. I got 5 wide and 6 high. So, 4 wide, 6 high, that'd be 24. So I know that whatever the leftover stuff is, plus my blue triangle, this and this and this and that, would all add up to 24. Now let's break this apart into different triangles. Okay, so I got a triangle right here. Looks like I have a base 4 and a height of 1, 2, 3. So the area of a triangle is base times altitude divided by 2. So notice how this does make a right angle. And so this would be its altitude. So I'm going to use the base is 4, the altitude 3, cut it in half would be 6. Okay, so put that there. Now another triangle here is also a right triangle with an altitude. So it looks like I have 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 1, 2, 3. So the area of this triangle would be base 3 times altitude 3 divided by 2, which would be 9 halves. Now to make the problem go faster, I could turn this into a decimal. So that would be 4.5. Okay, so let's say that's 4.5, the orange triangle. And last, I'm going to make this a pink triangle. So my pink triangle has a base of 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 1 by 6, and again, it is a triangle, so I have to cut that in half. So 1 times 6 is 6, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. All right, pretty cool. So now I'm just going to add those up. I'm going to combine all the triangles. So I have 6 plus 4.5 plus 3, so that'd be 9 and 4 makes 13 halves. So 13 halves plus x would equal 24. And I'm just going to subtract 13 halves on both sides. Oops, I made a little mistake. 13 halves, so that would be a 5. Oops, sorry about that. And that would be a 3. So I end up getting 10.5. So my answer here is the area of the blue triangle is 10.5. Now, if I wanted that as a fraction, I could multiply it by 2. So 10.5 times 2 is 21. So that's the same thing as 21 halves. You could double check your answer. 21 divided by 2, yep, that's 10.5. And my answer is in units squared. Okay, perfect. Now let's find the perimeter. So to find the perimeter, I kind of use this green triangle again. I have a 4 and a 3. So this distance here, since the green triangle is 4 and 3, that distance there would be the square root of 4 squared plus, since the green triangle is 3, 3 squared. And that is my distance AC. Segment AC is 4 squared plus 3 squared, then take the square root. Using this same pattern, I could find BC. It would be 3 squared plus 3 squared, then take the square root. And last but not least, I got to take this last side. And so segment AB would be 1 squared plus 6 squared. So segment AB would be 1 squared plus 6 squared using Pythagorean theorem. Now let's simplify these and put them in our formula. So we have 3 squared, that would be 3 squared is 9, and 3 squared is 9, so that would be the square root of 18. Okay, so one of the sides is the square root of 18. This simplified would be 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9. So that'd be the square root of 25. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That actually showed up, turned into a number. This last one, 1 squared is 1, 1 times 1, and 6 squared is 36. So the last length is the square root of 37. Believe it or not, that is my final answer. Wow, that is a crazy looking problem. So here's my perimeter, and here is my area. Next question. I'm going to go ahead and graph this, and on the other video, I'm going to post my solution. So the second question has coordinates 0, 5, 6, 8, and 3, -1. So my x values range from 0 to 6, and my y values go from -1 up to 8. So it looks like I might not be able to fit this. Well, maybe I could just fit it on here. So I'm going to put my x-axis here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I go down to -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. So I have 0, 5, which we call A. 6, 8, which we call B, and 3, -1, which we call C. Let me just double cut those. 0, 5. Uh-oh, I got that wrong. 0, 5, 0 is don't move left or right, but then go 5 up. So I gotta fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a common mistake. Okay, now I'm gonna fix it. So A is 0, 5. B is 6, 8. So I got that one right. And C was 3, negative 1. All right, now I'm feeling a lot better. I definitely feel like this is my shape. And this is interesting because I think this one might be a little easier than the last one. Check out the next video to find out. Thanks for joining us.